come to order. It is to be noted in the book of the minutes that the required 48-hour notice was mailed to the office of the Times, the Trentonian, and the clerk of the city of Trenton, as well as posted in the main entrance of the authority, 875 New Willow Street, in accordance with the New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law. Roll call.
Commissioner Gentry.
Here.
Commissioner Green. Commissioner Lopez.
Present.
Commissioner Raines.
Here.
Commissioner Stady. Commissioner Walker.
Here.
Commissioner Weldon Gordon.
Here. At this time, can I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Gentry.
Yes.
Commissioner Lopez.
Yes.
Commissioner Raines.
Yes.
Commissioner Walker.
Yes.
Commissioner Weldon Gordon.
Yes. Can I have approval for the regular meeting minutes for the meeting held on September 10th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Gentry.
Yes.
Commissioner Lopez.
Abstain.
Commissioner Raines.
Yes.
Commissioner Walker.
Yes.
Commissioner Weldon Gordon.
Yes. Can I have the approval of the executive session meeting held on September 10th, 2025?
So moved. Second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Gentry.
Yes.
Commissioner Lopez.
Abstain.
Commissioner Raines.
Yes.
Commissioner Walker.
Yes.
Commissioner Weldon Gordon.
Yes. At this time, we have a report from the secretary.
To update the board, I have included a memo to the board in regards to our first State of the Agency all staff meeting. We held a staff meeting on Monday, October 10th of this, 6th of this month, letting staff know the status of the agency as having a trouble status and the importance of the agency's recovery plan and working to come from up under that status. We also introduced staff members from the executive team. I'd like to introduce Ms. Beverly Davis, who is our chief of staff, Ms. Liz Mackis, who is now our compliance manager, and those staff changes have been addressed with staff collectively, let them know how we're moving the agency forward in our effort to improve the assistant housing. I also included the agenda for the staff meeting. That's what I have for the business. Or report. That was my report.
Okay. We go into resolutions.
So the first resolution will be presented by Mr. Tibbs.
Yes. Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Good afternoon.
All
Good
right.
afternoon.
We'll start with Resolution 2531. This resolution authorizes the approval of disbursements for September in the amount of $840,737.06, split between the General Fund and the Capital Fund. It is recommended that the Board of Commissioners adopt the resolution approving the disbursements for the month of September 2025.
Can I have a motion to adopt resolution 25-31?
So moved.
Second.
Are there any questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner.
I do have a question. I read here where in order to qualify for discounts and credits, that we have to have, we should be approving the disbursements earlier. Are we getting, any,
So what happened, Rich, I'll let you explain it to
Because we had, all right, today is October 8th, so you were supposed to pay these disbursements by what, the 1st or?
Well, these were paid for the month of September. These are all the disbursements paid in the month of the
Time.
prior month.
They were
Yes.
paid time.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't, because what I read is that we had to approve it before you could disperse it.
I don't believe it's, well, the
That
approval of the
doesn't
disbursement,
happen
yeah,
because we only meet
once a month, yeah.
So the bills need to be paid before then.
So they do pay them before we.
That is correct.
Yeah, and they are approved, but they're approved by the executive director. And then and this is the review of any questions or your oversight if you wanted to, because read into any more of the details into the expenses. We can go through those in detail.
Okay.
Do you have discounts and credits you're referring to specifically?
Well, it says in order to qualify for payment discount and maintain a positive credit rating, that we need to disperse payments prior to the board approval.
Right, so that's what he
So
was
you-
explaining.
that's what you're
Yeah, so
doing.
that's what we're doing now. So we're
Okay.
doing that so that we stay compliant with whatever potential discounts and making sure our credit rating stays at a good standing. Not that you had a discount that you knew of.
Additional.
Right.
We're always looking for more.
No, I know you are. Okay.
Any other
Thank you.
questions? Hearing none, roll call please.
Commissioner Gentry?
Yes.
Commissioner Lopez?
Yes.
Commissioner Raines?
Yes.
Commissioner Walker?
Yes.
Commissioner Weldon Gordon?
Yes.
For our next resolution, Ms. Christie Huff will present.
Good afternoon,
Good
Commissioners.
afternoon.
Resolution 2532 is a resolution of the Housing Authority of the City of Trenton authorizing its executive director to enter into an agreement with EJP Consulting Group as the Choice Neighborhood Implementation Program Manager. As everyone knows, we received a $19 million Choice Neighborhood grant. We've been looking for a CNI program manager since January. We've been advertising for it. We have not found one qualified person, so we decided to go for a consulting company. EJP has the most experience managing Choice Neighborhood grants. They've managed over 22 implementation grants and planning grants. We actually use them to help manage our Hope 6, so you guys may be familiar with Ray Parks. She's the president of EJP, and she worked with our Hope 6 to make it, to bring it to fruition, being successful and bringing the project under budget and on time. So I'm very excited to be able to bring this company on with the Housing Authority again for approximately 3 years of service with us, because our grant was limited, and then hopefully we get an extension or get a supplemental funds, we can extend their contract to beyond the 3 years. But basically, if you have any questions, let me know.
Can I have a motion to adopt resolution 25-32?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Gentry?
Yes.
Commissioner Lopez?
Yes.
Commissioner Raines?
No.
Commissioner Walker?
Yes.
Commissioner Weldon Gordon?
Yes. And that's it. At this time, do we have any? I want to start with old business, because there's no old business on here. Mr. Levy, is not here? I want to talk about the senior building from the last meeting. Have we corrected them blocking the handicap? Who can speak to that?
That's also a security for vehicles. It was addressed.
Remember, it was addressed,
It was addressed with security staff.
okay. 2, what is the status with the washing machines? Remember, they had issues with the washing machines not working. They also had the issue with the windows open in the community room.
Yeah, so to address the laundry I know we are working with the vendor. There have been a number of machines that have been damaged.
The
The
repair
repair-
man was here last week, went through all the facilities.
So they walked through the facilities and we're getting estimates on those repairs. So they are under warranty, but it's just a matter of them having the time to get back out with the report, with the parts to fix them.
So is any of the machines working?
Yes, they are. We did collections on the machines this past week, every 2 weeks we do, and yeah, there haven't been any issues from that perspective. So they are still operational, but there are some that are down. There are quite a few that are down that we're mitigating and trying to fix up.
Most of them were fixed. There's a couple of them here and there, but most of them were fixed. I'd have to get the full report on it, but the technician didn't go through every single site.
Okay. And what about the window open in the community room? Did we put a lock on there? Did,
We wouldn't put a lock on it.
is there security? Well, I shouldn't say lock, but normally if the window is open, an alarm or something should go off.
This was I believe you were talking about where the guy was charging the bike through the window.
Yeah.
Was that the community room that was open and the gentleman was charging the bike through the window? I think we told them that was that was unacceptable. And I believe the window's been shut, but I don't know if it's been locked to the
We'll
point
get an
where
update from Mr.
couldn't open that.
Maintenance
So we can fill it
on that.
Okay, and what about, the tenants smoking in front of the building? Even the guards?
With regards, we had a discussion with our union in reference to representation on that, and having the guards understand whether they adequate break time and use of the break time for smoking outside. So that has been addressed as well with them.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the minutes should note that Commissioner Green arrived at 12:15.
Anybody else have any old business? Move along, new business. Do anybody have any new business?
So for new business, I'm sure most of us are aware that the federal government is shut down. That has effects on us at this point in time when we're seeking to address some of the review questions that we have on our recovery plan. We're not getting the same technical assistance that was initially provided as we're doing our submissions for our budget, as we're doing submissions for our subsidy requests. Those responses are currently being delayed because no one is at the field office, nor are they operating out of the regional office. This shutdown hopefully doesn't go past November 15th. November 15th, our ability to draw down funds will be suspended on November 15th, but we are in a position to, sustain ourselves until roughly January of 2026 if the government shutdown continues past November 11th. But at this point in time, we're just in a wait and see moment. We're in limbo until the federal government comes to grips on what it is that we're doing.
Anybody else have any new business?
I just have a question. We spent a lot of money in Wilson Harristic this month, over 200,000. What were some of the things we accomplished over there?
That wasn't this month. That's as of when?
September.
September. It went into September because some of the checks kind of came over to this month, but that was related to our Inspire remediation that was done. So those are related to the to combat the Inspire, which is a part of our HUD recovery plan to address those violations, life-threatening violations that are identified at those properties, and to prepare for Inspire inspections. That's what those
That amount
expenses.
covered more than September.
Yeah, it went on. It went. I believe it started in. Yeah, it covered over June. When did that start? June. I believe it started in June. We started in June with our pre-inspection, and then kind of went through September. So, and we're still actually going through that process as well too, trying to mitigate those. It's a constant process as we kind of mitigate those life-threatening emergencies as they appear. We try to wrap those up. Mr. Lake could probably speak more about that, but.
Thank
It's
you.
possible.
The next, we will have public session. For those of you wishing to speak, did you sign the book? Is there a sheet back there?
Fortunately, we didn't have a roll. Who would like to speak?
There was no sheet? Okay, we're adults, we can go one at a time. Please make sure you state your name, where you live, and your apartment number, please.
Mr. Tittle? Yeah. You can grab that, yeah. It's not on the back. After she speaks.
We'll just have you sign afterwards.
Okay. My name is Carla Coleman. I live at the Joseph Building. I'm there calling. They still parking by the handicap spot, and some of the guards is always on their telephone. Some of the guards don't do their duty. Some do. When you come like the handicap buses to come by, they still park there. Some park there and stay there all
So you're telling me the handicap spot is still being blocked?
blocked. It's still been blocked.
Was the frequency after the frequency?
And some people keep on letting people in the building from the stairwell, and they supposed to be banned from the building. And yeah, they supposed to be banned from the building, only by the dumpster. They got banned off the property and still trying to come in. And the two residents is doing it in my building. That's one.
So are you saying that they're being let in from the back?
By the back door.
Isn't there an alarm on the back door?
No, ain't no alarm on that back door, but they got a camera there now. The door do be locked, but they go to the inside and open the door. And they keep coming to guard. It's still smoking outside in front of the building. They still smoking outside in front of the building. Look, some of the guards still smoking outside the building. And some
It's
people,
the guards itself that's smoking in front of the building?
some of the guards, they sell, it's smoking in front of the building. And somebody is keep on leaving shopping carts on the floor in front of the elevators.
Like grocery carts?
Yeah.
Anything else, Ms. Coleman?
No, that's it.
Thank you so much for your time. Anybody else?
Good morning, I'm Susan Pickett, 237 Oakland Street. First I want to talk about those windows we were speaking of. Those windows, the screens have disappeared. And I think they moved them, took them, whatever, for easy access. Because people are climbing in and out the windows. It's not just the man who was charging his cart or whatever it is. People climb in and out of those windows.
And this is on the first floor?
First floor, the corner, the front, facing the street, front left corner of the building. Those last two windows have no screens in them and have not had them in there for a while. And then it dawned on me, they took those screens to make easy access. They don't have to push up the screen, just climb in and close the window back down. Okay?
Is the window in an apartment or like?
No, it's in the community. We do have people who, particularly the ones who are working in the kitchen or have the kitchen open, you know, we sell in the store. They go and make sure the doors, the windows are down and locked. And the shades are down now. 5:30 in the morning, I'm going past there, and the shade, not the shade, the blinds are up. I don't know whether the windows are locked or not, but the blinds are up. Now, I'm quite sure that by then they were locked if they were unlocked, because Jim, the guard, who's usually down there at night, he will check the windows to make sure they're locked. But if he's not on, oh, shame on it. And as Carla said, the other end of the building down near the maintenance, there's a woman who is banned from the building, and she comes in there boldly. Well, they'll bring her through that way, and she walks in and out boldly.
Who is she visiting?
Somebody on the 9th floor, I can't tell you. Now, I'm told that this has been written up time after time after time by the guard. Okay? But what's annoying, what's really bad about it is there's no alarm on that door. And this is what one of the guards said to me. If they open this door back here by the community room, the alarm is going to go off, which it did the other day from someone who was I don't know if they visited or whatever, but they didn't know you couldn't close that door. But the one down by the maintenance, you know, people prop it open late at night for people to come through all the time. And there's no alarm whatsoever on that, okay? And as I said, there are people who are banned from the building. They're in there all the time, all of the time.
Do you know who they're visiting?
Well, I don't know these
People
people,
that are banned?
but I know one of them. I'm told who the person is. I don't have the name in my pocket right now, but they wrote down the name and gave it to me. And you see, I'm very careful as to what I say to who, because, you know, you Trentonians, I'm not a Trentonian, but you Trentonians know everybody. Oh, I went to school with her brother. I went to school with that cousin. And see, then they'll go and tell, well, so-and-so said such and such about such and such. You see what I'm saying? So I'm very careful what I say and who I say it to. I mean, that's one of the problems. Everybody knows everybody, okay? And they tell me, oh, you must not have gone to school here. And I said, that's right. You're right about that. Thank you, Jesus. Not that I got something against Trenton, but it educated my daughter well. I can't say that. Trenton educated her well. But I'm just saying, that's how it goes. So I have to be careful who I say what to. I'm afraid to even say something to the guard, because I've heard them say, oh, you know, so you do that, such as you got to, you know, So that's why if I got something I need to have said or to, I come to 875. Because a lot of you are not Trentonians even. So, okay. I think that's all. I was trying to get it all on paper, but that exterior door down by the maintenance, that is a definite problem. And the people who are, the band things on the desk, and the guards do pay attention to them, and they do tell them, no, you can't come in here or whatever, and they just go on about their business and they write them up. Now, I don't know where those papers go, but that's what happens.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Who's next?
It's a 1-2-3 punch from Josephson. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
My name is Rolette Hammond. I live at 237 Oakland and Josephson in apartment 705. I'm the secretary of the resident council on the premise. I'm going to try to be quick. I got a list. Primarily, the 13 line in our building hasn't had cold water in their apartments for over 6 weeks.
Did you say 13?
13, the 13 line, the apartment 13s, like 113, 213, 313.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. They've got hot water spout, a lot of water in the tub, no cold water. Same thing in the sink, the face sinks, and then the toilets are not flushing. Okay, the water's not coming into the toilet, because it's cold water that normally goes in there, so the cold water's well, iffy, and so that's the problem there.
Excuse me one moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Has this been told to anyone? And
Yes,
how long has this been going on? With the no
It's been going on for a
flushing
minute,
of
but I found out maybe last Thursday, Friday, and I went down to the office and I stood there and watched her hand it over. So they went upstairs and he came back and said they needed some parts or something, and spoke to someone, and they're saying that they might call, get a contractor to come out. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. I'll talk about the perimeter at the dumpsters. We have a janitor in our building we have one janitor in our building who does the entire 9 floors, okay? So it's such that he does 2 floors a day, and he does it for downstairs, the first floor every day. The perimeter of the dumpsters, we have people going into the dumpster and taking things out, like trying to find something and they leave everything outside. And as a result, there's food, there's, you know, whatever, because it's our trash from in our apartments, right? And it's there. It's not only is it unsightly to look at, it stinks, and it attracts rodents. Alrighty, I don't know about you, but I'm afraid of them. So it'd be nice if we could have somebody maybe twice a week just sweep it up and put it up, okay? Because the gentleman in the building, he's overworked as it is. Maybe in reference to the unwanted visitors in our building, we have a lot of people in our building who claim that they're the nursing assistant or the nurse or whatever for someone, okay? And they're 24/7 living rent-free, and that's not the case. So my question would be, what system are we using to vet these people to make sure they are who they say they are, other than the girlfriend, the boyfriend coming to live for free in the building? Smoking in the building. There's smoking in the building. Those of us who have asthma and allergy issues are not happy. Okay, we bought some signs in the council that says, in an effort to be nice, 50 feet from the front door. Go over there and go over there and do your smoking. But everybody seems to like right in front of the door. That's their favorite spot. The other thing I would like to know is, what emergency plan does Trenton Housing Authority have if we really have a fire in the building? Alrighty, we have people on the 7th, 9th, 8th floor in wheelchairs, amputees in wheelchairs, people with their walkers, they can't walk, they definitely can't come down the stairwell. Okay, so if something happens and those fire people come in there, first of all, their ladders don't reach up to the 9th floor. That's the first problem. So I just want to know if we have an emergency plan to get people out in case something happens. We've got cars parked on the premises that don't belong to residents or their visitors. It's coming from across the street. Alrighty. So even if somebody went to, let's say, check to see, you know, are these cars really cars of residents? Who's going to do it? We have one guard in the building. When we have trouble, like people fighting in the middle of the floor, trying to kill each other and throwing things and hitting people in the heads, they're stuck downstairs. And even if they come upstairs, it seems that they do not feel that they are empowered to call the police and take these people out of there. Okay, we've got a lot of people in the building who have mental issues and everything, and they're all mixed up with the so-called old people, alrighty? And so at any moment, something could pop. Okay, so it's an environment that is very dangerous to live in, because now you don't know who you can talk to, because one day you may laugh about something and the next day they go crazy on you. Washers and dryers, my favorite subject, 4.5 months. Okay, some ding dong broke we have 2 front loaders and 3 top loaders. The front loader that's near the emergency exit, some person in the building broke the door off. Okay, someone tried to fix it. I think they've messed it up again. The one that's next to it, looking at it on the left of it, doesn't do enough water for you to do your laundry properly. It's not filling properly. Of the 3 front loaders, 1 is working, the other 2 are broken. Now, it's not because, part of it I think is because they're residential washing machines, and they get a lot of work with about 200-300 people in the building. Okay, and some of us come in there with our 5 weeks laundry and try to stuff it all in the thing, and so we're responsible mainly for it breaking down. Okay, however, the rest of us didn't break it down, and so for now, we have to take our laundry up the street, and that's another problem. Okay, some people don't have cars, some people can't afford a taxi up the street. They can't afford to pay somebody to do their laundry. So we're in there trying to be neighborly, and like I have to do my laundry at 3:30 in the morning, 2:30, 3:30 in the morning, because at that point, most of the people who are older than me are sleeping, hopefully. All right? So my recommendation is, as I said to somebody else here, please may we have industrial washers and dryers. Thank you, sir. The workers who go in to clean the apartments when people pass away or they move, their favorite place to take that dump in the beginning is to dump it off the terrace. Okay, so you're coming in the back of the building, we have a parking lot there, and those of us who live in the back, they drop it there, and then they take the big things and leave all their little, their little splinters and everything on the ground. And my manager had to go out there one day and tell them to clean it up. Okay. Oh, this one is just a want. Could we paint the lobby and the community room, please? Thank you. Okay, oh, trash. We're asking that maybe you guys can put some cameras in the laundry room to see who's putting the trash in the laundry room. Okay, they're putting the trash from their apartment in their laundry room, and they're letting the people who come to take care of them, the CNA, the home health people, they think that's the place to put the trash. And some of us are putting it in the trash cans in the front of the building. If you go into our grounds, we have beautiful grounds where you got chairs and nice grass and everything. Well, nobody's touched it, so now we got plants growing out of the garbage cans. Okay, so there's a new topiary in our garden. We have trash cans with shrubs coming out of it. What else do I want? I think that's it. As for the windows in the community room, we have a resident store in the community room. So like she said, those of us who work late, we make sure we lock it and close it and pull the blinds down before we go upstairs. Usually it's about 9 o'clock at night, sometimes 10. So we got it covered until then, but the security, we have to check it. And the door that they're going through is the fire door on the west end of the building, and the alarm was on it, is broken, because I walked it the other day. I think that's it. If I missed anything, then I promise I'll come see you all next month, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Who's next? Anybody?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you today?
Blessed. My name is Rhonda McLaurin, and I'm from the French Towers, and I'm in apartment 812. And my reason for coming here is because ever since I have moved into this apartment, I have consistently had someone, I believe, that lives in the building who's been steady coming into my apartment. Now, nobody is supposed to have keys, but maintenance, security, and the manager of the office. So I've been complaining consistently to the manager at that particular time. What is her, Stephanie McKitchen was the manager. And I'm still having the problem. I would say back in August, around the last 2 weeks of August, I was having phone problems. And I had called the phone company, and they had sent me labels and a box to be able to send the phone back. When I went to go look for the labels were gone. Now, how's that possible? I have 2 trunks in my apartment that I've just bought new locks for. And those papers were not there. I don't leave my personal papers all over the apartment. I'm just tired of complaining because, first of all, when I first moved into the apartment, Stephanie, who knew that I was having a problem with the water, let the water run for a whole year. Can you imagine that? The hot water ran for a whole year like you had turned the faucet on. And then when they decided that they wanted to go and take me to court to possibly have me evicted, just before they went to court, they came in and cleaned up the tub because the tub was all brown from where the water had run. That's acceptable. That's costing you guys money. And there was no way to turn it off, for me to turn it off. I was told that they would have to go into the wall in order to repair the water. And like I said, it wasn't until it was time to go to court that they seemed to be able to correct the water running. Like I said, that ran for a whole year, hot water. And I'm just tired of people coming, whoever it is coming into the apartment, because they're coming in with a key. I would like, and I know it might seem a little far-fetched, for us to, as tenants, to be able to have some kind of a second lock on the door, if that would help to keep people out of the apartments. Because I know I'm not the only one complaining about people coming into their apartments, and I'm just tired of complaining. I mind my own business, I don't bother anybody, and I'm always trying to be sociable. I constantly cook big pots of whatever it is that I feel like I wanna cook, and I take it downstairs, and it's like first come, first serve. I don't tell people you can't, you can't have this or you can't have that. It's on a first come, first serve basis. And then the other thing is, I want to know, why is it every time I pay my rent, I got a late fee? And I've always, if you go back from the time I moved in up until the present time, you will find that my rent is always paid no later than the 5th of the month. So why am I constantly getting a late fee? I just don't.
Those late fees are reversed, correct? I'm sorry.
What are you talking about?
Yes, are the late fees reversed each month? You're not being charged the late fee. It's a timing thing.
When they send me a letter telling me what my balance is along with the late fee, I don't see where it has been retracted or anything.
I'll definitely double check, and I'll get back to you on that to make sure that your account isn't being excessively charged with late fees.
I mean, if I pay my rent late, I can understand a late fee. But if it's paid on time, and I pay my rent on time because I know with me, I get the money to be able to pay the rent. And if I mess up that rent money, there's no place that I can go as far as family to be able to replace that money. So why am I going to make things hard for me when all I really have to do is pay my rent and pay it on time? I mean, the building itself, it's a nice building. However, the apartments are kind of small. And that those toy refrigerators and stoves that you have, it's a slap in the face. It really is, because I don't know anybody who would want to have that kind of a refrigerator or stove in their apartment. You can't even get the long pins in them vertically or horizontally. The freezers, you can barely get any real food in there. And the thing about it is, this is supposed to be an establishment where people are on a fixed income. So you don't have money to run to the store every week. I don't have the money to run to the store every week, nor do I have a car. But I seem to be able to manage it, thank God, to be able to take care of myself to the best of my ability. But I'm just saying, it's really a slap in the face. It's terrible. And I can't think of any one of you who would find that acceptable if you had to live in an apartment with the toy refrigerator and the toy oven. Well, not even oven, stove, because even with the stove, like I said, when I cook the big pots to bring down, just for the people, you can only get that one big pot on the stove. You can't get any other pot on the stove. Some of my big pots that I have that I serve the food in, I can't even get in the oven.
Ms. Rhonda, I have 2 questions for you.
Yes,
You say you pay your rent before the 5th,
by no later than the 5th.
no later than the 5th. Do you mail your rent?
No. I started mailing it when I first moved in, but I learned the computer system, so now I pay my rent over your computer system.
Okay.
And as of last month, I was having a problem, and I went to the manager to have her to help me. And she took off the late fee. So what is the late fee? What was it even doing on there?
So if I'm not mistaken, even when you pay it on the computer,
Yeah.
it takes, I
48
think, a
hours.
day or 2
At least 48 hours.
before it comes out of your account.
But guess what? That's not my fault. My fault is to make sure that I go into the system and do what I'm supposed to do, and I do that.
Yes, ma'am.
So then they need to come up with some other method where you're not being stuck with a late charge.
I get that. My second question to you, do you know what time of the day that someone is coming into your apartment?
No, because it seems like they have a system.
Are you home?
Yeah, I'm home, but I could be outside. I'm not sitting up in my apartment.
Okay.
So obviously they have people who are watching me who know when I'm not in my apartment. And then not only that, but you guys are supposed to have cameras in the hallway. So if you got the cameras, why aren't the cameras catching who is coming into my apartment for a whole year?
Do you know about what time that they're doing this?
No, I don't know what time, because like I said, when it happens, I'm usually not in my apartment.
You just realize when you do get back inside.
I
that
just
somebody has
realized that
been-
my personal belongings have not grown feet and walked out of my apartment.
Thank you.
I'm saying I like the place. I love the grounds that you can sit out, it's fenced off. You don't have to worry about people from the street walking through. But I would just like to see things getting better. I mean, I'd like to have some pride about where I live. I don't even feel safe because of some of the stuff that is going on and with somebody coming into my apartment. It's got that chain lock, but if somebody really wanted to come in, if they came in with a key and they really kicked the door, they could break that chain lock with no problem. I'm 74 years old, okay? I'm just trying to live. I'm trying to enjoy my retirement. I feel like I done paid my dues. And I like to be helpful. Kenny can tell you, I'm always cooking up something for the people in the building. I'm always asking if I can help. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm not here to make trouble. I'm not trying to do anything to hurt anybody. I try to help people who are older than me. Some people who are younger than me. If they need help, I'm not too proud to say that I'm not going to tell them I won't help you, because I never know what I might have to ask somebody for help.
Yes.
And I'm not too proud to ask for help if I need it.
And now, in the interim, can you start putting the chain lock on the door?
I do. You can't put the chain lock on the door if you're not in the apartment.
So what time do you normally go downstairs? Is it in the morning? Is it a morning time that you usually?
I could be downstairs in all times of the day.
Do you have a frequency, like on Monday, do you normally go out your apartment in the morning just to, get some fresh air? Or is it normally?
I go out
afternoon?
every day to get some fresh air. This weather has been lovely. And I'm not gonna sit in my apartment and play guard dog. And as long as I'm in the apartment, like I said, people who are watching me know that I'm in the apartment. I don't have any problem with anybody trying to come in. And then there are times when I am in the apartment where, because when I come in, day or night, I have the chain lock on the door. There have been plenty of times when somebody will stick their key in the door and open the door and just leave it. That just recently happened to me, and my door was open all night. I had one of my neighbors that lived in the building came to my door, and at that time I was in bed and I was asleep. Later on, that morning, they came back to my door, and my door had been open all night. They were telling me, they said, boy, she must be a partying person. It has nothing to do with me partying. But how am I supposed to feel safe?
Do you know what was taken from your apartment?
Look, clothes, jewelry, pots. I have bought a brand new silverware set that walked. Anything that they could take, it seems like whatever they take are things that I would normally use, and I feel that it's meant to irritate me. They're trying to get a reaction from me for me to act out of character. And I'm really trying really hard not to do that. And I'm hoping that it doesn't come to the point where I have to show out. But behind my own belongings, I feel like if that's what I want to do, I have every right to, because I'm not bothering anybody else's things. Why is it mine? And this has been going on ever since I moved in.
And you've been there over a year.
I've had the cops there 5 times.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a pleasant day. Have a blessed day.
You too, ma'am.
The leakies, I'll talk to you about the leakies in your account.
Good afternoon. My name is Kenneth Hill, President, French Tower, 630 West State Street, apartment 715. We had our resident council meeting yesterday, and these were some of the things that were brought up. October the 7th, 2025. The water on the 10th floor was leaking, and the 9th floor leaking. But I had called Mr. Leggett that day. Got in touch with Mr. Green too. I always call him too when we have a problem like that. And Mr. Leggett got someone to come out there, so we'll find out next time it rains if it leak again.
Can you tell me where the water's leaking from, please?
The 10th floor is like, you know where the garbage room door at?
Yes.
Well, in our building, it's like in that line. And then on the 9th floor, it's on that far end, like it going towards the back. Okay, number 3, Peter Hart. Yeah, he says he's itchy eyes and mold in the back around the benches. Now, this was brought up yesterday. We as resident council, we thought that management supposed to work with us. We don't know what's going on half of the time because they got burning, hanging up notices and not giving, the people complaining about they giving them work orders and is not being attended to. Wants to know, does security system, they want to know, does the security system work? I said, the security system work. See, we live in housing, all right? We got problems with the fire thing right now over there. So you got people over there working, but ain't nobody paying attention because they're not looking at the people who are working. They just, a lot of times we want things to talk about, but we're not looking at the serious of what's going on in the building. The security guard is walking, the new guard now, the new guard, the guards that with the gun, the guard is walking the lot and the stairs at night. So a lot of us feel comfortable with that, you know. Then with the lights being out in the parking lot, he parked back there. People feel secure going back and forth until the lights get cut on. And that's in number 9. They want to know, did anybody hear from public service about when the lights are going to get cut back on over there in the back, in the parking lot? Number 5, management isn't working with resident council. It's doing what has to be done. Number 6, 710 Kim Hicks and 906 Carmen Hamlin are being told they have no overnights left and they have some. Number 7, work orders of bugs being in resident council's office and nothing was being done. First time and reported the second time and still waiting. We haven't heard from public service, like I just read that one, but residents want more overnight passes, number 10. 502, Chris, you want to come up and speak about your incident you had? Say your name and your part.
Okay, my name is Chris Flores from French Towers, apartment 502. I got problems for a whole year now with the guy upstairs from me. Stomping, dropping heavy stuff on the floor. And what happened was that our new management, she told us to come down to talk about it. I've been having problems with him all year round. He was threatening me, and plus he was calling me names and all. right before we went in Thursday to talk to her, he was out there and the security guard was sitting right there. He was saying, oh, you should go down, we don't want you here, and all this other stuff. And what happened was that when we got in the office to talk to her, first thing she said, if I put one more complaint in, I'm not over there. She said she's gonna call her lawyer and get us both out. I don't do nothing wrong there. I'm a nice, quiet person. I know everybody in there, they all love me in that building. But the guy upstairs from me, always banging stuff on the floor, giving me migraine headaches. I had a headache for at least for 10 days. He won't stop the noise. I've been there first and all, and he comes in, first he had the kids run up and down, and I told him, and I told him about that. He comes down, boom, boom, boom. Listen, I got grandkids, you don't. I can do anything I want in this building, like he owns the building.
What hours of the day do you do this?
Huh?
Is this like at night or in the morning?
All times. Sometimes he does it 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning.
You can call the cops. Okay.
I did call the cops, but they won't do anything.
So do they come
They
out?
told me to tell them, they told me you gotta go down there and file a complaint. Why should I put a complaint on him and you guys could do it,
Because they legally, they can't just put a complaint because they wasn't there when the crime actually happened. So you have to go down there and file a formal complaint at Trenton PD. That's just how.
I've been
law
complaining
works.
for a whole year, he won't stop.
But if you don't have a complaint on file, then the officers, they can't do anything. You have to put a complaint on file. You have to go down to the courts.
I did try to put a
formal
complaint in, and they said, oh, you can't do it.
That's disorderly conduct. That's a charge.
Because it takes 24 hours to put a complaint in, and I called the cops, they told me to go down there. When I get down there, it has to happen that time.
So when you go put a complaint in, you have to go down to Trenton Police Station on North Clinton, to the windows, to the courts. You have to write out the complaint. Their charge is gonna be disorderly conduct.
Yeah, but I don't want to take, I'm a guy that not want to take nobody to court or nothing like
So
that.
if you don't do that, then there's nothing legally on file.
And soon as he gets the paperwork and all this other stuff, he's going to act up more. He said he don't care about nobody in the building, he
So
can
that's
do
why you gotta
anything he
put the
wants.
complaint in.
Who's the manager on duty over there?
Cherie?
McLeish?
Yes.
All right,
All
thank
right,
you.
let me go. Complaint about the neighbors again. 411, Betty Johnson. This just came up yesterday after all the time we've been coming here, almost a good while now. Betty Johnson complaining, she has a hole in her kitchen floor, 3 years, has been, and nothing been fixed. She's still waiting for the hole to be fixed.
Mr. Hill,
Yes,
3 years that she has a hole in the kitchen.
she had a
And
hole.
not once has she come to this board meeting to complain about that.
She's an older lady, and she just brought it to our attention yesterday after all this time. That's what I just said. So, I mean, you bring it to us, the manager downstairs. I mean, like a lot of people say, they go to the office and it's different over there. That's all I gotta say. 411. Apartment 411.
Mr. Terrence, I would like you to please look into that.
I already have.
And
Thank you.
710, Kim Hicks put a work order in for a bathroom ceiling. Looks like a leak on the tile. The tile was changed and the leak stain is back, and put another work order in, and nothing has been done. I call Mr. Leggett and Mr. Green quite often, and they do get people out there, so they do get people out there. But like I say, it's a difference. Like, everybody needs a job, but do some folks pay attention to the residents? At this point in time, It's real different over there. But I think we need for Mr. Godfrey to come over there with the residents and see exactly what's going on. If we can have a meeting at Fresh Towers with all the residents and management, so everybody can really be there and speak what they want to say.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? That's it? Okay. At this time, we have commissioner comments. Commissioner Walker?
Just like to say to the residents that we heard everything you said, and that we will be taking your complaints to the managers and the directors of those departments. That's it.
Commissioner Lopez?
No comments.
Commissioner Green?
I'm just gonna always say this, I hold everybody accountable, including myself, because I feel like we're just like a family. The way a parent has to be held accountable, children has to be held accountable, and grandparents have to be held accountable, right? So in this situation, like, if you have a problem in your apartment complex, you have to put a complaint in. If you don't put a complaint in, then no one's gonna know. We all gotta just do our part. And I just feel like in this situation, I feel like there's a lack of accountability from everybody, from residents, from board members, and from staff, and just community. Like, we just gotta be advocates. Like with the gentleman regarding like the person stumping upstairs, like I'm telling you right now, I will call 911 on somebody super fast if I feel like they're violating my constitutional rights or my privacy rights, like, and I'm going to do the job, and I'm going to go to the police station, and I'm going to put that formal complaint in, and I'm going to show up to court, because that's just what we have to do. That's how our democracy is created in America. Unfortunately, it don't always work for the best of us, but that's just what it is, because we legally can't just kick somebody out of their apartment because they're banging. You got to do your part. So I'm asking you as a board member and as a citizen to just do your right. Go down to the police station and go ahead and put the complaint in. You're saying you don't want to go to court. So if you don't go to court, then your problem can't be resolved. We just cannot put a person out, especially in the middle of a shutdown where homelessness is already an issue in our community. So we're not trying to create more homelessness in our community. We're trying to prevent that. So to prevent that means that you have to do your part. You have to go to the police station. You have to put a complaint in. And also the issues about the washers and the dryers. I think that that's another issue that we gotta hold accountable. Like, we gotta tell our residents, like, they know that they cannot put, if they continue to put 3 loads in a washer and a dryer, we're gonna continue to have this problem. So then housing authority gonna have to still spend more money to fix these washers and dryers, but then the tenant side is not being held accountable. So that's another issue that, like, just we as a people, we have to, like, we just gotta do better, and we gotta start holding each other accountable, because a lot of these problems could be resolved if we just do right. The dumpsters, I'm gonna tell you an example. I had an issue when I lived in an apartment where the dumpsters was horrible. Like, I was going off. Like, cause I'll be real, I'll go off. And I contacted my property manager, and her way of fixing the issue was finding everybody in my building $50 for them not keeping the dumpsters clean. So I got so mad because that first month when I paid that $50, I'm like, okay, this $50, it may not be a lot of money for me, but it may be a lot of money for the next person. So I took my snow shovel and I put on my sweatpants and my college sweatpants that I did not want to ruin, and I shoveled up the dirt and filth myself. Because I felt like if I didn't do that, they was going to keep charging us the $50, because again, my apartment complex, it was not their job to make sure that the trash go in the dumpster. It was their job to make sure we had a dumpster. So I took it upon myself to clean up all of that filth, all of that trash. And let me tell you, I'm a girl. Like, I don't like getting dirty, but I was so afraid that a rodent was going to come out one night and attack me. So I did community service, and I think sometimes just as residents, we have to still be humane and do community service. So if you see the dumpsters is filthy, you're either going to clean it up, or we're gonna have a bigger problem. But realistically, to hire a staff member to go clean up filth that our tenants put on the ground is ridiculous. And I think if we see people being nasty and dirty, we have a right as a citizen to say something, stand up. And that's a complaint too. I will go ahead and put that complaint in formally. Like, I don't have no problem writing up my tenants, my neighbors, or whatever. Like, I had a tenant where she used to let her kids leave trash and everything around. I would take pictures. I drove my landlord crazy. I would send them pictures like, look at this filth. Like, I don't have to live like this. And they got tired of me. And eventually, guess what happened? They had to relocate her. Her and them 5 kids was bye-bye. They had to go. Because I did I kept the documentation. I put that, like, my generation, you gotta put that pressure on their back. I put pressure on people. When I don't get my way and I know that I have a right to live a certain way, I'm gonna put the pressure on the people. So go ahead and start putting the pressure on Cliff. You got my approval, when stuff's not right. And that's all I gotta say.
Commissioner Gentry?
President.
One moment, please. Commissioner Gentry?
What else is there to say now?
I'm sorry, it just.
Wow. I just have faith that management will address the issues that were brought up here today, which is their role. That's all I have to say.
Mr. King? Mr.
Yes,
Bell?
I'd like to thank Mr. Godfrey for getting the hot water heaters and stuff over there, getting that done. Thank you very much.
Keep applying pressure.
Mr. Raines, do you have anything to say?
Mr. Rainey,
Good afternoon, board. Not really, just, I agree with both Commissioner Green and Commissioner Gentry. I agree with all the comments that have been said. We just gotta keep improving. We gotta improve, we just gotta keep improving, especially with our communications.
Thank you. Mr. Leggett, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but can you come to the forefront, please?
You're going to pressure.
No pressure.
No question, just questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, we just did inspections, am I correct? Inspire, we did inspections, right?
Just for Lincoln, Prospect, and Fraser.
Those are the only ones that we did.
Right. And, no,
Oh, you mean the actual?
she's an actual.
Okay.
Yeah, she's an actual.
Just those
Right.
3 sites. And we didn't do Inspire yet for the senior buildings.
No, actually, the senior buildings had a 3-year reprieve due to their score. Yeah, they received a 94, I believe.
So that's the reason why inspection
Right.
wasn't done over
Right.
there. I was just trying to connect the dots because I know that we was doing inspection.
Mhm.
And with all of these issues going on,
Right.
I wanted to know why they was not addressed. So I guess they wasn't addressed because that site was not being inspected.
Right. But they were inspected in 23. So it's only been like 2 years, 1.5 years from now, really. So like the tenant with the problem with their for 3 years, I think we would have caught that in one of the reports. But I'll look into that one and all the other ones that were mentioned today.
And he also mentioned about the water leaking from the 9th and the 10th floor.
Right.
Now, I remember,
That was, I believe that might have been an issue from the roof that was put on. There was a problem that we had.
Before.
Right,
Okay.
and we did call the contractor out after it was we were made aware of it.
okay. Thank you so
No,
much.
no problem.
I
Also,
have a question.
I want to address washing machines. All right, so we got rid of, I addressed it in the board memo, or that we did change the company that services our machines now. They were very proactive. They came out last week They increased the water amounts for the washers in all the senior buildings, all the front load washers. I also have the new signs made up for all the sites so that they understand what levels to actually, and load their clothes up to inside the washing machines. Because what's happening is socks and other small items are getting sucked into the pump because they're putting too many items in the actual washing machines. Yeah. So all of them are up and running, except for probably 1 or 2 washers at the Lincoln Homes and Prospect Village.
Thank you so much.
All right, no problem.
Ms.
Mr.
Walker.
Lake.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, at 559, at Josephson,
At Josephson.
the 13 floor where they have all the no hot water.
I reached out to the superintendent, our superintendent, and our supervisor for that site to see actually what's the issue, because that's the first time hearing of it.
So you just finding out about that?
Yeah, I heard something that a contractor was working, but I didn't realize the extent of the time that was mentioned by the tenant.
So someone's coming out soon to.
I'm gonna find out and get an update on the whole issue. So I thought it was resolved. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Just so you know,
Okay.
so you can be aware,
Mhm.
I am gonna ask these for a follow-up for next board meeting.
Of course. Of course. No problem.
Can I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Second.
All those in favor say